Welcome to week 4. If you're my current student, it's week 4. If you're not, still week 4. I'm Johnny Mercado. This is TADA Acting Studio. It's where it all began for me. I have many channels, but this is the one that began it because I have been teaching acting to kids and teens for over 30 years, and right here, you have stepped into week 4 of a playlist that is gonna live right there. It's called Mastering the Basics of Acting. If you want to see what has happened up to now, you can go through the weeks 1, 2, and 3 in the playlist that is linked. Today on episode 4, we're talking about emotional truth and imagination, living the scene for real. Every great actor has one secret in common. They don't fake emotion. They live truthfully through imagination. Emotion is not something you perform. Don't show me how you feel. It's something that happens when belief becomes real inside you. Stanislavski called it the truth of the moment. Meisner called it living truthfully under imaginary circumstances. Different language, same heartbeat. I remember in graduate school, I have an MFA in acting from NYU, and I was doing a scene in class, Ophelia and Hamlet. And Ben Shenkman went on to be a very famous actor, actually. Look him up. And he and I were doing a scene in class, and he surprised me. He turned around, and the way he looked at me literally scared the heck out of me in real life. And I burst into tears in a way that I had never done before as an actor, like one-on-one with another person. I was just living in the moment of the Ophelia character and literally surprised myself. That is what really great actors have in common. So here's the paradox of it, though. You have to make the audience believe something that you know it's not real. You're not crazy, but you can't get there by pretending it. So pretending is mechanical, but believing it, that's where the art comes in. And that's why acting is really, really great make-believe and a really difficult craft to master. So how do you believe? You use your imagination as your instrument. I'm going to talk to you about a few ways to do that, and I've already been talking to you about a few ways if you're my student. You use your imagination as your instrument in these ways. Stanislavski said, imagination is the bridge between life and art. He taught his students to build sensory worlds so vivid that the body responded as if they were real. So I talked to you about knowing what's around you in such a way that you're thinking with all your 5 senses. Who are you, where are you, what are you doing, and why? We have been talking about that. But in your environment, if you build a sensory world around you, what does it smell like here? What does it feel like? What do you see? Is there a taste in the air, in your mouth? What do you hear? All of those things. If you're truthful about it, it will ground you. That's how you access emotional truth. Not by forcing tears, but by living in the moment as if it's real. He called it the magic if. What if I were really in this situation? What if the stakes really were life and death? What if you answer those questions honestly and emotions start to rise on its own? Well, that's no longer performance. That's a presence. And we love that. That's why we pay so much to go to the movies. Meisner built on that idea. He believed every emotion was the natural byproduct of focus. When your attention is fully on your partner, not on yourself, not thinking, oh, how do I look? That I call that the third eye. Your third eye is getting in the way. It's watching you. It keeps you safe. It keeps you from falling off the edge of the stage. But you have to shut it up and say, nope, bye, goodbye. And just focus on what's happening between you and the other character. So your attention needs to fully be on your partner, not on yourself, and that's when the truth happens. Meisner would say, don't do anything until something happens to you. That's the key. Don't chase the feeling. Just respond truthfully. Uta Hagen agreed. She said, the moment you try to feel something is the moment that you're no longer feeling truthfully. Let me repeat that. The moment you try to feel something is the moment that you're no longer feeling truthfully. Instead, she had actors explore substitution, using personal memories or sensations to make imaginary circumstances real. So think about that. What can you substitute in your own history or life that will allow you to connect with the script or monologue or scene that you're working on today? But I want to warn you, and even Uta Hagen agreed, acting is not therapy, it's transformation. You don't want to relive trauma, you repurpose the experience. Will this work for everybody? Maybe not. Do you have to do this? No. Maybe you study with an acting teacher who thinks that this is not the way to go. You're going to find the method that works for you. And that's one of the things we discussed in episode 1, if you missed that. So let's try a quick example, okay? Oh, before we do that, Bryan Cranston once described it this way, and I'm quoting him from my Actors Daily Journal. If you don't have it, you can get it in the description, or go to theactorsdailyjournal.com for free. Okay, he said, you have to be emotionally available, but never emotionally fragile. That's the balance. Your imagination should expand you, not break you. The more vividly you imagine, the more naturally your emotions will flow. Oh, wow. Rewind that and watch that again. Okay, let's try an example. Imagine you're holding a letter from someone you love. They've disappeared. Don't decide how you feel. Just read the letter, line by line, and allow the truth to find you. Your imagination will do the rest. That is living truthfully. Maybe we'll do that. For those of you who are studying with me, we'll do this letter exercise. If not, try it at home. Have somebody write it for you. Actors often ask, what if my imagination isn't strong enough? It is. You've been doing this since childhood. You just have to retrain it like a muscle, because we learn as we go out there and we go to school and we get jobs and we do all these like important things. We forget sometimes how to play. So start small. Before every scene, close your eyes. Every time. Build the world. The smell, the light, the texture of the air, all your senses. Before every scene. Then step inside it. When the set dissolves or you're auditioning and the people aren't even there because you're so invested in the environment, that is when the story feels real, and that is when the work begins. Remember, emotion is not the goal, it's the result. The more specifically you imagine, the more truthfully you will feel. And the best actors, they don't perform emotions. They don't get up there and be like, hey, yeah, look, I just watched Robert De Niro cry. No, I just watched, I don't know why I'm thinking of older movies now. Kate Winslet, because I just saw something on the Titanic. You know, I just watched her sob. No, I just lived this moment with that character and she happened to be sobbing. So what? I love those actors that I just mentioned. Okay, the best actors don't perform emotions, they reveal humanity. Stanislavski wrote, you must believe in your imagination as much as you believe in your own life. Let that land. That's how you make the unreal real. It's how a studio becomes a kitchen. It's how a stranger becomes somebody you're in love with. It's how make-believe becomes memory. Okay, here's your challenge for the week. Take a scene or a monologue or whatever you've been working on. If you're working with me directly, you already have something assigned, or maybe today we're picking a new one. Or you can go to myactingbooks.com, pick a scene book, a monologue book, start working on it, go through all the weeks that you've missed so far. Before you rehearse, spend 5 full minutes imagining the space. We'll definitely do this together, okay? Y'all who's studying with me. I want you to imagine the sounds and the history of that moment. That, my friends, is known as the backstory. What is the backstory, the history that led you to where we are right now in this scene? And perform it once. focusing only on what you see and hear in your mind. That's a cool exercise, right? Notice how much more naturally emotion appears. Okay, try this exercise. Comment how your imagination changed your emotional truth. If it did, comment on any blocks you might be coming up against. Again, we're here for at least 9 weeks because if I didn't already tell you, I take charter funds and my current students are studying with me through the Heartland Charter School. So if you're a charter student, let me know. You can also study with me directly on Zoom, and there will be a link for you to sign up for a consultation to figure out what that might entail. And I want you to leave a comment as to the one thing you learned today that you didn't already know, or how any of this affected you. You want to see what we're doing next week? Okay, let's see. But before I tell you that, I want to remind you, acting is not about showing feelings. It's about believing fully, so truth can show itself through you. When you trust your imagination, you never have to fake a thing. You just live. I have to remind myself of that as well, and I've been doing this a long time. Let's see what's next week. Okay, linked will be the next video in the series, which is episode 5, The Magic If and Subtext, The Invisible Truth. That is going to be a really good one, my friends. So if you're just now catching up, you have a whole week to watch episodes 1 through 4. The episode 5, when it's ready, will be linked right here. And if it's not ready yet, the playlist will be linked. I'm Donnie Mercado. I hope you enjoy this as much as I enjoy doing it with you. I'll see you in the next one.